I need to become a symbol.
What did you have in mind?
Something elemental. Something terrifying. Yeah, I'm sure something will come to me.
I have to give TT Games some credit here for taking their well-established formula that they've been perfecting since 2005 with the first Star Wars Lego game, and they've done something different. They've taken a bit of a risk here. They've taken that formula and they've applied it to the bones of an Arkham game. And when you think about it, it's genius. It's absolutely genius. And have they pulled it off? Well, let's have a look. As the title might suggest, Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, they have taken inspiration from comic books, but mostly from films, I would say, from what I can see. And there's stuff in there from Michael Keaton's Batman, there's stuff in there from the new Batman with Robert Pattinson, and there's loads of references from the Nolan series, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and then The Dark Knight Rises. There's tons of references, and it's like they've taken all of these different parts of the films and characters and the well-known phrases and cut them up, put them in a box, and just scattered them all over the floor. You even get characters saying things at the wrong time or in the wrong order. And in theory, it doesn't really sound like a good idea, but in practice, the writing is so good and it's so well put together, it actually works. So I've actually got quite a long history with the Lego games. Me and my son played it quite a lot when he was growing up. We played all the Harry Potter ones, obviously. We played Lord of the Rings. We played all the superhero ones. And I'd say that was the one we enjoyed the most, Lego Marvel Heroes. It was great to unlock new characters, but they always felt a bit generic. You had like maybe one, possibly even two special skills, and that was it. The rest of it was generic, run around, fly, that kind of stuff. So I think TT Games made a very smart choice here with this game when they said, right, we're just going to have 7 characters and that's it. So you start off with Batman and Jim Gordon, and then you move on from there with different chapters of the game and unlock the other 5 characters.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
So at its core, this is still very much a Lego game. So you've still got all the mechanics like building these elaborate, massive contraptions out of studs and bricks to get, solve a very simple problem, or smashing everything around you to gain studs, or finding lots of little secrets or little puzzles. And this is why I said the Gotham formula actually lends itself quite well to this idea. So, for example, the Riddler puzzles, they are in the original game, in the Arkham game, and the ones before it, they're like scattered around the city. You go around, you find them, you solve them. The Lego games also had this idea of going around solving puzzles, so they can kind of mesh the two together, and it really does make sense. However, one of the areas of the Lego games I always found to be a bit underwhelming was the actual combat. So, yeah, you would go through, you would bash enemies apart, and they break into small bricks, but you kind of did the same thing over and over again. Now, some of the games have added their own twist or tried to mix things up a bit, but ultimately it always felt a bit generic. But this game now finally takes that combat and makes it actually quite interesting. So just to keep expectations in check, the combat I would say is very Arkham light. So for example, you can still like repel other people, or you can block attacks, or you can dodge away like Batman can, but as the Arkham games progress, you get a lot more options and a lot more fleshed out combat. This game kind of plays at that and adds some of them things, but never really makes it as far as Arkham, so it's not really as complicated as that, but it is on its way to being that way, so it's still very interesting, and it's obviously got that Lego charm as well, so a lot of the attacks have got that kind of like quirky visual style, which I love. I also think it's worth mentioning very quickly that the original Arkham games and the Batman games, they actually had quite a lot of stealth in them, and it made you feel like that predator. You're stalking around, you're moving from the rafters to the hanging points, and yeah, it had that really kind of like good predator feel about it. And you can do that in this game, but again, it plays at it. It doesn't go all the way. And for some people who love the Arkham games, they might find that a little bit frustrating that it's not really that full experience that you had in the original games. I remember when Arkham Knight first came out, one of the most controversial and talked about elements of the game was the vehicle, the Batcar. I personally absolutely loved it. I loved the way it just crashed through everything and smashed through concrete like Swiss cheese. And they even added the ability to like crawl along the rooftops with a winch. So yeah, I loved all of that. And even the battle mode was like a change from normal. So I was really looking forward to seeing how they implemented vehicles in this game and how they felt to drive. And I'm really happy to say that they've gotten rid of that kind of like shoebox kind of feel to Lego game vehicles, in this game at least anyway. And they feel like, actually, in the Arkham games, they feel weighty, they feel like they've got momentum. You go around corners, you activate your boost, and you're just smashing through everything. And of course, because everything's made of Lego, it looks awesome when you smash through everything. So yeah, really happy with the vehicles. There's plenty to go through. Each character's got like their own different ones they can unlock as well. You can't steal vehicles from other NPCs anymore, but that wasn't in the Arkham games anyway. And Batman doesn't kind of steal people's vehicles, but there are some around like forklifts and stuff that you can have a bit of fun with. There's some themed areas where you get in different vehicles, but yeah, getting around the city in the different vehicles from different characters is absolutely awesome. And I was really happy as well that they put the tumbler and the Batpod into the game, which is just absolutely, yeah, chef kiss. When Batman came out, I was actually on holiday with the family, and so I couldn't actually play it. So I took it on my Steam Deck, in fully intending to just do a few levels and just get a general idea of the game. I played for about an hour, and then I realised that the game just doesn't look as good as it should be on Steam Deck, and that's a shame because I love playing on my Steam Deck, but I could tell the game would look infinitely better on the desktop. So I uninstalled it and I waited till I got home. And I'm really glad that I did, because when I got home, I installed it on my main computer, whacked everything to full settings, and the difference was night and day. And constantly and continually through my playthrough of Batman Lego, it's just been amazing. Like, I just keep looking back and thinking, wow, these graphics. I never expected to think that, graphics in a Lego game would actually make me go, wow, that's amazing. But they really have. It's not just the attention to detail, but that is part of it. So, like, for example, when you get close to the models, like say it's raining outside, you can see individual drops of rain, like coming down Bruce's face and on the cowl. You can see individual threads on the capes, and they've also really played into the Lego theme. So, like, for example, when you get really close, you can see the mold marks on the characters. Now, they've been in some of the other games, but yeah, they really take it to the next level in this game, and I've never seen anything like it. Another element to games, and this is something I go on about constantly, is lighting, and this game is just incredible. So as you go around Gotham, obviously, it's very dark and moody, but there's light sources everywhere, from fires to vehicles. to neon lights, and all of these light sources seem to illuminate all the environment around them perfectly. And then on top of that, you've got all these reflections. So, for example, when you go back to the Batcave and you've got like lots of metallic surfaces, it just looks exquisite. And I can't get over how much I'm stopping to look at things thinking, wow, this looks incredible. So yeah, hats off to the animators and the artists at TT Games. They really have like made their best game ever in terms of graphics. So I think that's all I want to say about Lego Batman. It's a fantastic game, and they've taken the two ideas, the Lego game and the Gotham game, and fused them together perfectly. It looks amazing, it plays amazing, there's tons of content to go at, and it really does make me excited about what TT Games are going to do next. Like, what other game ideas or franchises can they kind of bring in and fuse with Lego and like add the elements of the gameplay of the original game to the Lego formula? So if you're still here, thank you very much for watching the whole video, and I would love a like and subscribe, but most of all, please leave a comment. Are you a big fan of Lego games? Is this your first Lego game? And how are you finding it? What do you think about it? So as some of you may know, the Summer Game Fest happens tonight. I think it's 10 o'clock UK time, so that's going to be my next video. I'm going to watch all the reveals and all the different trailers, and then do kind of like a summary video of all the best parts and what I think of what has been revealed. So yeah, really looking forward to that, and I will see you all guys in the next video. Alright, hope you're well, take care, thanks, bye bye.
Bruce, please, for your own sake, there is no turning back now.
Can't believe in this. Gotham isn't beyond saving. There are good people there.
When the forest grows too wild, a purging fire is inevitable and natural, as well my daughter knows.
Your daughter?